So this is the story of the bird, the Canadian bird that decided not to fly south for the winter. So one winter, there was this Canadian bird who said, you know what? Flying down south is such a hassle. I really don't feel like doing it. It's so far, and we stay there, and then we have to come all the way back to Canada. It's such a long flight, and winter really can't be that bad. I'm sure that I can make it through, and then I can just stay here year round, and it'll be no problem. So he made the decision that he was gonna stay in Canada all winter. He was not gonna go south where it was nice and warm. He was just gonna stick it out. So winter months started to come along. All the birds migrated south. All of his friends, family, everybody called him crazy. And he was like, no way, it can't be that bad. I'm just gonna stick it out. And so, like I said, he stayed where he was. And the first few weeks of winter went by, and he said, you know what, it's cold. But it's not terrible. You know, I can do this. I can do this. And then the next week came, and it got even colder. And he said, you know, it's really cold. I hope I can do this. And then a couple more days passed, and within the third week, it was absolutely freezing. And he was starting to freeze, and he just said, you know what, I can't do this. This was a terrible decision. I gotta go down south. There's no food. I'm freezing to death. This is the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. So he took off. He made the decision, all right, we're gonna stop this. We're gonna go down south. And as he's flying, trying to go down south, it's so cold up in the air that his wings actually start to freeze. You know, and his wings start to freeze, and he has icicles starting to grow on his wings. And as they freeze and the icicles grow, his wings get heavier and heavier, and he's actually starting to have some trouble flying and staying in the air and flying straight. And he goes, no, I don't know how long I can keep this up. And then all of a sudden, he crashes to the ground because he can no longer hold himself up. He can't move his wings anymore. And now he's stuck. He's on the ground. His blood starts to slow down. It's circulating throughout his body, and it gets slower and slower. And the ice continues to grow on his wings and now on his legs and all over. And he's like, wow, this is terrible. I'm stuck here. I'm laying on the ground. I can't move. I'm freezing to death. Literally, I'm gonna die right here, right now. And that was the only thing going through his mind. What a terrible decision he'd made. And then all of a sudden, there's a cow. Where he landed was this field. And there's a cow that's just walking by. The cow sees the bird, shivering, freezing to death, covered in ice. And the cow walks by the bird. And then all of a sudden, the cow just drops this huge cow pie, just takes a huge dump right on top of the bird, and then walks away. And the bird is like, oh no, you know, did this really just happen to me? Am I really gonna die here like this? You know, covered in cow poop, freezing to death, laying here on the ground. This is the worst possible thing that could ever happen. This is the worst way to go. And then all of a sudden he realizes, wow, this is actually pretty warm. And then all of a sudden his circulation starts to speed up, and he feels his body getting warmer, and he looks over to his wings, and the ice starts to melt, and his wings are starting to fall out. And he goes, wow, this is actually feels really great. He's like, you know, I should probably just live here. I might be able to make it through the winter like this. And he starts to realize that he's not gonna die. And he's so happy that he starts to sing. And, you know, of course birds love to sing. And, you know, he's just singing away. And then all of a sudden, the cat in the barn hears the singing. And he goes, wait a minute, is that a bird? I thought all the birds went south for the winter. And now the cat starts to get excited. And so he heads out of the barn and travels into the field. And lo and behold, he finds the bird. He follows the singing and finds the bird. And then he plucks the bird out of the cow pie and he eats it. And that was the story of the Canadian bird that decided not to fly south for the winter. Crazy story, right? And I know you guys are thinking, how did this ever relate to what's happened between you and a friend? What does this have to do with my life, right? Let me break it down for you guys, plain and simply. Life sometimes gets really, really, really hard, and we all know that. But sometimes you have to realize that not everybody that takes a dump on you is an enemy. And a lot of times, not everybody that pulls you out of it is a friend. See, the people that really love you, the people that really, really care about you are the ones that are gonna take a dump on you. You know, they might have to crush your ego sometimes, or be brutally honest, or tell you the things that you know you really, really, really don't want to hear, but you need to. And then sometimes you have those friends that you think are there for you, you know, the people that are supposed to look out for you and, you know, whatever you need, they're supposed to, you know, have your back. Maybe they even did once. You know, there was one time where you really needed somebody and they were there, but sometimes, unfortunately, you know, you have people in your life that have those ulterior motives, right? They help you out because they know later down the line they want something from you, or they do something expecting to get something in return, right? And those are the people that, you know, like the cat, that pull you out of the dump, but not necessarily your friends. So really just think about the people in your life and think about where you're trying to go, because one of my favorite quotes from one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, he says, you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if the people in your life aren't people that are going in the same direction, or people that are furthering you in getting to where you want to go with your life, then you really need to evaluate those friendships, those relationships, and figure out if they're worth having. Because if those people aren't helping you go forward, then they're pulling you back. And with that being said, that's the story of the Canadian bird. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. Again, I'll be posting it on my YouTube channel, and I will drop my YouTube channel link in the comments, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.